Hello and welcome. As we get older, have you ever found yourself looking for a simpler, maybe even gentler way to feel a little bit stronger, a little bit sharper? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to explore a gentle approach to intermittent fasting, but this one is designed specifically for our bodies after 60. Now, this isn't about some extreme diet, not at all. It's really just about making small shifts in our routine that can make a really big difference.
You know that feeling, right? You walk into the kitchen with a real purpose and then, poof, you completely forget what you came in for. Or maybe that familiar flight of stairs just seems to have gotten a little bit steeper over the years. We've all been there. And while it can be a little frustrating, the honest truth is, it's an incredibly common, a totally normal part of life.
And the most important thing to remember is that you are absolutely not alone in feeling this way. These are just natural parts of the aging process. But, and here's the really hopeful part, they are not things we just have to sit back and accept. We're going to talk about some simple, very manageable adjustments that can have a real positive impact on both our physical strength and our mental clarity.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll touch on the why, the challenges of aging. Then we'll introduce this gentle solution we've been talking about. After that, we'll dive into how it can help protect your muscles and boost your brain health. And finally, and most importantly, we'll cover how you can get started safely. Sound good? Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Why is it so incredibly important to focus on our muscles and our minds as we get a little bit older? Well, you can think of these two things as the very pillars that hold up our independence and our quality of life. So, it's a fact of life that after 60, it's pretty common to lose a bit of muscle mass. Now, this isn't about looking like a bodybuilder. It's about having the strength for everyday things, like keeping your balance or just getting up from a chair. That's the stuff that helps prevent dangerous falls. At the same time, it's normal for our memory and focus to feel a little less sharp. And really, all of this ties right back to the one thing we all value so much, our independence.
All right, so now that we've kind of framed the challenge, let's talk about a potential solution. Now, let me be clear. This is not a magic pill. It's much simpler than that. It's just a simple shift in your daily routine. Let's talk about what a gentle form of intermittent fasting looks like.
So, what in the world is intermittent fasting? Anyway, I know the name can sound a little intense, but the idea behind it is actually beautiful in its simplicity. It's not a diet that tells you what you can and can't eat. Instead, it's just an eating pattern that focuses on when you eat. You simply have a window of time for eating and a window of time for not eating. And the best part is, most of that fasting window happens while you're sound asleep.
Now, this is a really, really important point. We need to make a clear distinction here. You've probably heard about those strict fasts, the ones that last 16 hours or even longer. That is not what we're talking about today. The gentle approach we're discussing is designed with safety and comfort in mind. We're talking about much shorter fasting periods, maybe just 12 hours to start, and there is no harsh calorie cutting. The focus is always on getting full nutrition. All this makes it much easier to stick with and, most importantly, a whole lot safer.
So you might be wondering, okay, how does changing my eating schedule help protect my muscle strength? That's a great question. Well, the truth is, an eating schedule by itself isn't the whole picture. It works best when it's paired with the right fuel, the right food, and the right kind of gentle movement. You can almost think of it like a 4-part recipe for healthy muscles. First up, you've got to have protein. Those are the actual building blocks. Second, a little bit of light exercise, like a good walk, sends a signal to your body saying, hey, these muscles are important, let's keep them. Third, you need balanced meals to provide all the other supporting nutrients. And finally, you need enough rest, because that's when your body does all its best repair work.
And here's a really practical tip about timing that can make a big difference. It turns out your body is particularly good at absorbing and using nutrients in the first meal you have after your fast. So, if you make sure that meal, your breakfast, is rich in protein from foods like fish or chicken or even beans, you're giving your muscles exactly what they need, right when they can use it best.
All right, so we've covered muscle. Now let's shift our focus and move upstairs to the brain. Because this gentle eating pattern isn't just for your body. It can have some really remarkable benefits for nourishing your mind as well.
This brings us to a really fascinating process with a funny name. It's called autophagy. Now, I know it sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. Just think of it as your body's own internal cleaning crew or a cellular recycling program. When you give your body a break from digesting, it gets a chance to go in and tidy up, clearing out old, damaged cell parts. This kind of spring cleaning is especially important for our brain cells, and it helps keep our mind running smoothly.
So, what are some active things we can do to support our brain? Well, we can eat foods rich in antioxidants, like blueberries and nuts. We can help keep our blood sugar stable. We can help activate that cellular cleanup crew with a gentle fast. And finally, and this is a big one, we gotta use it. Just like any other muscle in your body, your brain gets stronger with exercise. Things like reading, puzzles, or any hobby that gets you thinking. Okay, this brings us to what might be the most important section of our whole chat today, how to actually get started. How do you do this in a way that's safe, that's comfortable, and that's tailored just for you? Let's walk through it, nice and easy, step by step.
Believe it or not, getting started is way simpler than you might think. Just begin with an easy 12-hour fast. For example, if you finish your dinner by 7 p.m., you just wait to have your breakfast at 7 a.m. the next morning. That's it. So much of that is just sleeping. The most critical rule is to listen to your body and make sure you stay hydrated with plenty of water. Just stick with that 12-hour window for a few weeks, until it feels totally normal. Only then, and only if you're feeling really good, might you think about extending it just a little bit.
And as you get started, just keep this simple safety checklist in your mind. If you ever feel dizzy or weak, or you find you're losing weight too quickly, that's a sign to ease back. Dehydration can sneak up on you, so always keep a glass of water or some tea handy. A nice gentle walk is great, but maybe save any really strenuous exercise for after you've eaten. And please remember, the quality of your meals is what really matters. When you do eat, make it count with good, nutritious, balanced food.
Now, let's just pause for a second. If you only take away one single thing from our time together today, please let it be this. Before you make any changes to your diet or your eating schedule, it is absolutely crucial that you have a conversation with your doctor first.
This is especially important if you're managing any kind of existing health condition. So just ask yourself, for example, are you currently taking any medication for something like diabetes or for high blood pressure?
If the answer to that question is yes, then speaking with your doctor isn't just a good idea, it is non-negotiable. Changing when you eat can actually affect how some medications work, and your doctor might need to make some adjustments to keep you safe. So please, for your own health and safety, make that conversation your very first step.
So as we wrap up here, let's just come back to the main idea. This is not about some radical, difficult overhaul of your entire life. Not at all. It's about small, gentle shifts, like simply adjusting your meal times a little bit. These tiny changes, when you do them consistently, can add up and make a really big difference in your health, your strength, and your mental clarity for all the years to come. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.